Imagine if every single Pokemon trainer was actually competitively viable. Well, first off, that'd be impossible to play because imagine going up against a VGC mastermind every time you want to get a gym badge. It's just really not going to work. But there is a difference between how we play the games and how we play competitive. I don't play competitive because I'm not very good. I'm actually quite bad at the game and I wouldn't get very far, but I do like watching other people play the competitive. So it's a cool thought process to go through the idea of which Pokemon NPC would actually be good competitively, which would be the best. Would it be Cynthia? Probably not. Would it be Mustard because he has an Urshifu? Maybe. Would it be the guy with Landorus? No, there is no guy with Landorus. Why would you even think that? Also, Gaming has uploaded a video on who is the best NPC competitively. So I'm going to make my guesses, I'm going to make my assumptions, and we're going to get into it. Also, please make sure that you are subscribed to Full Swipe Gaming if you have not already. Absolutely fantastic Pokemon content. If you're interested in competitive at all, in fact, even if you're not, it's definitely something you should give a go. So let's find out which one's the best.
We looked at every single NPC in every Pokemon game with a traditional battle system. So
that is so many. There's not hundreds.
No Legends Arceus, and found the strongest singles and doubles trainers to have ever faced our main character.
Okay, so we're looking for the Joey Pokemon, and we're looking for the Wolfie Glick of the actual in-game. I'm going to make my assumption that the best singles, that is a tough one. Is it Churro? Is it going to be AI Churro? Because we did watch a video where the strongest individual trainer came out to be AI Churro and Seda. It could be them. They do have quite strong Pokemon, but in terms of like their movesets, in terms of the items, I mean, they do have items as well, so I guess it could be them. But then you've got Leon, where he's got Aegislash and like Gigantamax Charizard. We factor in that in. The doubles players. Oh, the doubles players. Goodness me. That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be someone from Indigo Disc. It has to be, surely.
In this video, we will be compiling a list for the 9 strongest single battles, 1 per gen, and the top 5 strongest double battlers of all time. To judge the singles NPCs, we will basically be asking what if they brought their team to a Smogon OU tournament of that generation and comparing...
Okay, oh, that's a good way to do it. So you're not basing it off of the current generation because obviously power creep is a thing. You're basing it off of when the generation actually came out, which makes a lot of sense.
Based on how strong their team is relative to that generation's OU. And of course, for the doubles NPCs, we will be judging their team by the VGC standards of that generation. We're also going
you're gonna say, could this guy win a regionals? Could this guy win worlds?
Ignore their movesets because let's be honest, a lot of them are bad, and just go by the overall potential of their team, much like our Ash video. The reason
I like that. No, it's a good idea because the movesets are terrible. For some reason, the Pokemon Company is just like, oh, we shouldn't give any Pokemon any moves. It takes until like, what, the 3rd gym in Scarlet and Violet for a Pokemon to get 3 moves. Not 4, 3 moves because they all have 2 up until then, which is silly. Also, the champion in Let's Go, the champion has 3 moves in each Pokemon. Why? What are they doing? The champion in Red and Blue runs Stomp right on with no Earthquake. They're so weak.
The reason why we're doing a 1 per gen for singles but a top 5 for doubles is because there's a significant disparity between the quality and trainers in singles and double battles. But also be sure to watch to the end because we will reveal...
Wait, Cynthia uses a Glaceon? I mean, that's kind of base, honestly.
The #1 NPC for both singles and doubles. And also,
I feel like it's just gotta be the guy with Urshifu. It has to be Mustard. Urshifu is so good. Maybe Churro.
As a quick disclaimer, we decided to disregard one-time DLC events. So Ray, Rizzo, and Wolfie, you guys are awesome, but we will not be counting you for this video.
Could you imagine? Ah, yes, the world champion. The greatest and most powerful Pokemon NPC is Ray Rizzo, the 3 times world champion. No one could have seen this one coming.
All right, let's get right into it. Starting out at number 9, we have our Generation 5 representative, that being Gen 5 Giovanni, specifically from the Black and White 2 Type Expert Ground World Tournament.
Oh, wow, that's incredibly specific. I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know Giovanni was here. Did he just he got fired from Team Rocket after he lost too much to children and then was like, you know what I'm gonna do? See, I'm gonna go to Unova. I'm gonna enter a ground type expert competition. See?
Historically, Giovanni has been known for his mastery of the ground type and the use of explosive Pokemon such as Mega Mewtwo Y. But despite being a monotype team, his type expert ground team is very stacked with Gen 5 OU threats.
Oh yeah, that's dude. Hippowdon, Garchomp, Crook. Gliscor? I mean, we're hitting with the best of them here.
With 3 OU Pokemon in Gliscor, Garchomp, and Hippowdon, as well as a powerhouse strategy based around Sandstorm and bludgeoning the opponents with offensive Pokemon like Nidoking, Crocodile, and Rhyperior. Giovanni's team is clearly an
I think anything with a rain team has a slight advantage. Oh, sorry, not a rain team, a weather team. I meant just weather in general has an advantage because weather is so strong, especially when compared to NPC teams. Compared to actual competitive teams, might not be the best, but it gives you such a bonus, and most NPCs don't know how to react to that.
Offense team with Gliscor and Hippowdon as glue. And honestly, he could be a top 3 NPC on this list if he just steals Excadrill from Clay in the same tournament. Since
if he had a sand team with Excadrill, he'd be going crazy with it. Why do you need that Rhyperior when you could just use Excadrill?
Clay doesn't have a Sandstorm setter, but Giovanni does. The reason we chose Giovanni as the Gen 5 representative is because no other team in the Gen 5 games would do anything in an OU tournament. We're looking at you and Kling Klang and Vanillite. Now Giovanni would be much
bad. I mean, Kling Klang can set up, right? It's just not that good, really. Just unfortunate. What if Vanillite was a powerhouse? There wouldn't be anyone making fun of Vanillite. If Vanillite was launching Okos left and right, had an incredible ability, insane stats, no one's making fun of the ice cream Pokemon. Everyone's scared of the ice cream. No one's going outside when they hear the ice cream van there anymore. They're cowering in the cupboards and closets.
Much higher on this list if his team wasn't literally mono ground and could actually cover for his weaknesses, but his team at least has an offensive strategy and also one of the best OU Pokemon in Gliscor.
Oh, it's so close. If they just slap Tyranitar in there, get the sand stream going with Tyranitar, you got Gliscor. I mean, he could even just stretch out for Landorus. If he was Landorus, that's like top of the chain already. Although it is funny to see Landorus not on the absolute top tier, even though it's so good. It's so good. Whoa, Alakazam. Hey, Alakazam, what are you doing there?
Next on our list, you probably thought you'd see him as our Gen 1 trainer, but for Gen 7, Blue has the most solid team out of all the other NPCs. Now,
I mean, I didn't expect it. Well, actually, to be fair, the fact that he is in Gen 7 is interesting because what is the Gen 1 trainer going to be? It's going to be Professor Oak then, maybe?
We were debating between him, Kukui, and Gladion, but...
Okay, Kukui's solid. The distribution of the Pokemon is all right. I mean, Lycanroc is like okay. Braviary is not doing too much yet. Snorlax is very good. Ninetales is great on snow teams, but individually maybe not the strongest, and Primarina is kind of there as well. Gladion is an interesting team. That looks like a lot of fun. You know, maybe you can Mega Evolve it too since it's Gen 7. That could do some good stuff. Salvali is respectable. Crobat's a good little pivot guy, fast boy.
Blue edges out all of them by having a balanced team full of reliable Pokemon.
And Exeggutor.
This has 2 Intimidate users in Gyarados and Arcanine, support in the form of Exeggutor and Alakazam, and a really fast lead with Aerodactyl. Any one of Gyarados, Alakazam, or Aerodactyl could be a Mega Pokemon to turn the tide of the game or set up a potential sweep. His team also clearly has the most resist compared to the other trainers we were considering, and
it's a good thing they're not taking the movesets into account because what is Bulldoze doing on Arcanine? This is such a funny moveset. I mean, it's not really that bad. It's good to have coverage on things, obviously. Skydrop Aerodactyl too. Like, actually, to be fair, you run Z Flying, a Skydrop, that's doing some crazy damage.
Definitely more than Gen 5 Giovanni. And that's even...
Wait a minute, Exeggutor, you're running Hypnosis. Don't you know about Sleep Claws? You can only put one Pokemon to sleep at a time and Smogon.
Without mentioning that you can fight him in the Battle Tree, where he has access to 3 strong Pokemon in the form of Mega Pidgeot, Rhyperior, and Tyranitar.
Oh my god, they run Mega Stones and they run things like Choice Specs? That's ridiculous.
Gladion in Gen 7 may have potentially the Uber in Mega Lucario, but...
Oh, I forgot about Mega Lucario too. That's so true. Adaptability Mega Lucario went so ridiculously hard. You know when these Mega Evolutions come back? Oh, I'm actually so excited. I know that competitive players may not think that Mega Evolution is the most fun thing, but as a casual, as a filthy, disgusting casual, I'm very excited because I think that they're cool. I don't care if in the lore Mega Evolution is supposed to hurt the Pokemon. I just think they're cool. And sometimes we pay a price for coolness. Sometimes we're in pain. When you pluck your eyebrows, are you not in pain to look more attractive? When you go to the gym and you lift weights, are you not putting yourself through stress and hardship in order to become a better person? Although I don't think that Mega Evolution makes you a better person. I don't think plucking your eyebrows makes you a bad person either. I guess more healthy in the gym, not necessarily plucking your eyebrows. The more I get into this, I feel like this is not a very good way to explain what I'm thinking here.
His whole team besides Venusaur or Charizard gets demolished by fighting types and doesn't really have a cohesive strategy compared to Blue's better balance. Next on our list is Red from Gen 2. And no, not the final boss we all know and love in Gold and Silver. As cool as I think Red as a concept is, the original version of Red's team is
dog. What we can say it. We can say it. Is he going to say it's dog? Is he going to say it's awful? I mean, he's running the 3 starters. He's running Lapras is pretty good. He's running a Pikachu. And I mean, come on, he's running a Pikachu. He's running, what, Espeon? Wait, doesn't he have a Snorlax? Wait, he doesn't have Lapras. Dude, what's his team?
Especially for Gen 2 OU, is a far cry from viable, besides this guy. This red, though, from specifically Pokemon Stadium 2, Round 2, not
I didn't know we were taking into account Stadium, all right.
Round 1, has a team that would cause you night.
All right, come on, dude. Come on, what am I looking at here? What is this? Ho-Oh, Celebi, Mew, Mewtwo, Dragonite, and Alakazam. Oh, wait, no, it's Gold's team. Sorry, let me just... Sorry, I can't read. Raikou, Entei, Suicune, Dragonite, Snorlax, and Espeon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. This is a Canon Red team. I really liked when he got Raikou. He's just running the biggest. He doesn't even have the opportunity to run Pikachu. This is so sad.
Nightmares if you only had to use food stamp Pokemon from the rentals. All of Red's
food stamp Pokemon? Hey, let's not talk about Victory Bell like that. He's so strong. And Machamp has so many big muscles. Right?
Pokemon can only be used in Gen 2 OU, and he even has the arguably number 2 Pokemon in Raikou, and of course, the number 1 Pokemon in both OU and Ubers in GSC Snorlax.
What? Really? Snorlax? I don't know. I felt like it would be Mewtwo. I guess Snorlax is insane, though, because it shares the special stat. I mean, it is bulky. It's got so much HP. Snorlax is just the GOAT, really. We need to give more respect for the big boys. Just because he's rotund doesn't mean he can't get down with the best of them.
Continues a pattern of insanely stacked Pokemon supported by a balanced synergy and team. Now,
and he just has Mewtwo, which is ridiculous. He's just allowed to have Mewtwo.
The reason this version of Red isn't high.
Oh, no, he doesn't have Mewtwo. I'm such an idiot. Why do I keep thinking he has Mewtwo? That's gold.
Higher on this list, despite having Gen 2 Snorlax, is because, well, this team also...
Whoa. I did not realize the Iron Tail animation just makes you turn into Metal Mario.
Has Entei and Dragonite, which may be too good for UU, but just aren't good in OU, period. If he had more genuinely good GSC OU Pokemon to have a more complete team, he'd definitely be higher. But luckily, the next person on this list has a very complete team.
I wonder why Red had the legendary beasts and not the legendary birds, considering he came from Kanto.
Next on our list is everyone's favorite trainer to be
Worcester
jealous of if he happens to catch a shiny Ralts at the beginning of Ruby and Sapphire.
No. Oh, that's unfortunate.
He found a shiny Ralts!
Oh, that's insane.
Are you kidding me?
That's Hey, you do enough speedruns, it's gonna happen eventually, man. I'm sorry.
Mega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Battle Resort, Wally. Dude, look at this team.
Okay, so we got Gen 6, and it's Magnezone, Azumarill, Garchomp, Gallade, Talonflame? Oh, no. Listen, Gen 6 competitive for the longest time was just who can click Brave Bird with Talonflame the most. And then you throw in a Azumarill that now has huge power, and the Fairy type, and Aqua Jet, and Play Rough. Roserade is pretty good, too. Magnezone is there as well. Garchomp and Gallade. I mean, we have only one resistance to ground, which is maybe like the biggest issue here, but it's freaking Talonflame, which is insanely good. And Mega Gallade is there. Like, what a crazy team. And you could go Mega Garchomp, which not many people would because it reduces your speed, which is not ideal, really. But man, this is a solid chunker. Mons.
This is probably the most complete team we have seen so far, especially by ORAS OU standards. He's got the Smogon Bird Talonflame. He's got Garchomp, Azumarill, Magnezone to get rid of the steel walls like Skarmory who stop you from having fun. He's got an offensive Spike supporter in Roserade. And when you think you've gotten through the hardest part, Mega Gallade can sweep through entire teams and clean up. Wally has the most OU Pokemon so far out of every trainer we have mentioned and has the most solid offensive strategy displayed up until this moment in the video.
That Dustox is getting hammered.
Plus for team building. He sure has come a long way from Verdant Turf Town.
This is a sickly child, and now he's up there with the best of them. He's one of the number ones. So proud
Next
of him.
On our list is the reason we should really stop messing with AI as a society.
That's what I'm saying, guys. Eventually, they're going to turn into Pokemon trainers, and they're going to get Pokemon from the future and or the past, maybe both, and then they're just going to go a little crazy and wacky with it.
AI Sada over AI Toro for one simple reason.
Okay, that's interesting. I think in the simulated battle video that Smith Plays did, Turo was the best, wasn't it? But now Sada is.
It starts with F and ends in Uttermane. Turo has Iron...
I totally forgot about Fluttermane. Of course, man. Of course it's Fluttermane.
Bundle, sure. But remember who was banned first alongside Houndstone. Not even 2 days after Scarlet and Violet launched.
What? Wow, they work quick on
It
this.
has 2 Pokemon that are/were banned from Gen 9 OU. And we've been giving you detailed explanations as to why each trainer has a good team so far. But with Sada, yeah, it's literally just Flutter Mane. Next.
I love that. That's so funny. Ghost Fairy's a crazy typing, though.
Banned instantly for a reason. There was literally no other reason to use any other offensive Pokemon besides Flutter Mane and Palafin.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, to this day, Flutter Mane is still dominant in VGC as well. It's just so good. It's got insane speed. It's got insane special attack. It has good special defense to begin with. And you're like, oh, but it has bad defense. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's going to kill so many things. Calm Mind too.
Now, the only thing that can top Flutter Mane in terms of power is obviously our Gen 1 representative in one of the most broken generations of all time.
It's Professor Oak. It's got to be Professor Oak. I think it's Professor Oak because Professor Oak, I know, runs Taurus. And I know Taurus is really good because crits are based on speed. So it gets insane amounts of crits and just so strong. And Hyper Beam, was this a generation where if you get a kill with Hyper Beam, you don't have to recharge, which is also insane because it's stab as well. So you get a kill with Hyper Beam and then you're just having such a good time.
Everybody remembers Gen 1, right? Well, you may be thinking we're going to pick Blue or something, or even the unused Professor Oak battle for simply possessing Tauros. But
oh, wow. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you were going to do. Turns out I was wrong. Turns out I'm the dumb one. I'm a bit of a moron today, I guess.
If you were cultured in Gen 1 lore, you would know that.
Okay, well, I guess, sorry, I wasn't cultured. Damn it, you're right. I'm not cultured enough for this. I'm so sorry.
There is much more evil NPC to battle. And the reason for that is that this one is actually based off of a real-life regional champion who actually competed in one of the first Pokemon tournaments to ever exist.
That is really cool. I actually enjoy so much that they will put the good competitive players into the game. It just makes me feel like they do respect the competitive scene when they do things like that. It's like, okay, it's not the most popular competitive video game. It's not the biggest esport in the world, but still, they do appreciate it. Although I still maintain that Pokemon would be a bigger thing competitively if they allowed you to just create a team within the game and then use that to play with legally. In a completely legal manner that everybody has access to equally. If you could use those Pokemon in tournaments, so it's more based around what your strategies are and how you play compared to if you want to grind a lot, then I think it would be a lot more popular.
Only available in the Japanese Pokemon Stadium 1, known by the Western community as Pokemon Zero, and also is not one-time DLC because it was actually distributed in Japan. This trainer is one of the 16 trainers you can face in the level 50 to 55 tournament in-game. Every trainer here is based off of the trainers who competed and won their respective regionals in the real-life Nintendo Cup 1997 tournament.
And it was just 1997. Pokemon had just come out too. That's so cool that they did that. Like, people developed the meta before the internet was as big as it was today. The Pokemon had just come out. It wasn't as big as it was. Like, oh, that's so cool.
And fittingly, the real-life Kanto representative also has what would be the best RBY OU team out of all of them, even by modern standards, with a team of only OU Pokemon and 2 of the big 3 normals on it. In this extremely broken generation, we don't really need to say much, right? Like, this is obviously one of the most powerful teams we've seen on this list so far.
Compared to the rest of the generation, oh yeah, it's insane.
Next on our list is our Gen 8 representative. In a generation known for filling stadiums with Pokemon battles and the so-called invincible champion with his mighty Charizard, one trainer reigns above the rest.
Okay, which version of Leon is it though? Because there's 3 versions of Leon, or are we counting them all as one composite version? Because if I was one, maybe is Rillaboom supposed to be good? I know Rillaboom is used in VGC right now, but obviously VGC is very different to singles, so you can't really give a one-to-one comparison. Inteleon is strong. Cinderace is also really... Oh, Cinderace had Libero, though. Oh, it's got to be that one, right? It has to be.
It's Crasher Wake.
What? What do you mean it's Crasher Wake? What? Who wrote this? What?
Crasher Wake. Crasher Wake's Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Gym Leader rematch is a team that could only have been made by Darkrai's Darkest Nightmare Field.
I mean, I do remember doing this rematch and thinking, oh, this one's a little tough, actually. This is the only rematch I think I lost a Pokemon in when I did like a Nuzlocke of it.
I know what you're thinking. Wait, by Gen 8 OU standards, Crasher Wake possesses no OU Pokemon. So how is he above all the rest?
Because it's a rain team, baby. Because rain teams go wacky with it.
You see, Crasher Wake is from Brilliant Diamond Diamond and Shining Pearl, and has an OU that is different from Sword and Shield OU, and it only uses Pokemon from Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl since they could not interact with the other Gen 8 games for some reason. And in BDS
for some reason, we can't figure this one out. Maybe they couldn't figure it out. Maybe they didn't know how to program it.
SPOU, only 2 days after the game's launch, Drizzle was deemed too powerful for OU, as the smaller pool of Pokemon simply could not handle the good old broken Drizzle plus Swift Swim strategy. Kingdra and other Swift Swimmers would simply click Hydro Pump and Rain while they outsped everything else.
I mean, that's the Dialga. Surely it's Dialga's fine.
Then sending Politoed and then rolling your face on the Switch controller.
Oh, I mean, that's a solid chunk of damage, but I think like Roar of Time is going to take him out, right? Competitive choice specs, Roar of Time.
As you throw 4 Swift Swim Mons at your opponent until they lose. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't you rank Giovanni low for having a monotype team? Yes, we did. But Water as a monotype team is its own beast simply for the weather strategy. The power of Crasher Wake's team does not come from the individual Pokemon, but the constant onslaught that Rain enables. Just be lucky that he's in Gen 8 and not Gen 5, as his Gen 5 team doesn't have Politoed. Because if he did, he might have even surpassed the number 2 on this list.
Damn. That
Now
just see it looks right.
2 for singles.
Colosseum! Yes! Colosseum represented! Okay, what is it? Is it going to be the final boss that has like infinite legendaries and Shadow Lugia? Is that what it is?
3 representative. All right, so I know a lot of you have probably never...
Oh, actually, you know what? I did say it's Colosseum. XD has the Shadow Lugia, so it wouldn't be that person. I've never gotten to the top of Battle Tower in Colosseum. I actually don't know how hard it gets.
Heard of this trainer in your lives because the path to him is super rigorous. As to reach him, you have to clear every other single battle Colosseum to even unlock the 7 trainers you now have to fight before even facing him. Meet Infin. Who is Infin, you may?
Is that the random old man from the village? Is that him?
May ask. I have no idea. This is the first I've heard of him too because I only use Colosseum to collect Ho-Oh. Well, he's not relevant to the story as he's just an old man who lives at the top of Mount Battle. Well,
yeah, I probably thought he was Egan. Yeah, I thought he was Egan too. I thought he was the guy that gives you the purification stone in the village and he's like, I have a Pikachu. It's his brother. It has to be his brother. That's the law. I don't care if that's the law. That's the law. I've made it up now.
Here's his team.
Okay, I mean, that's wow. Oh, dude, what is going on? What is happening here? So we have Drizzle Kyogre with Surf, Ice Beam, Thunder, and Rest, and Chesto Berry. Jesus Christ. And we have a Latias here with holding Bright Powder. I know you can't see it because my big stupid face is in the way. Holding Bright Powder, Dragon Claw, Psychic, Combined, and Ice Beam. All right, that's fine. And we have a Latios, which we can't see the entire moveset of, but it's holding Soldew, which makes it much stronger. I think Soldew got nerfed in the later generations. Salic Berry Heracross, Leftovers Razorquaz.
Only bad Pokemon on his team being, of course, Slacking. He had...
I mean, dude, it's still choice banded and it's still using like what Giga Impact or actually Hyper Beam since the physical special split wasn't in this generation. So it's just it's killing one thing. It's getting at least one kill.
4 Ubers on his team somehow, and 2 of them are the Laddie twins. In competitive Gen 3, Soldew is legal. And of course, he has Kyogre and Rayquaza. And though his type synergy could use a little work with 3 dragon types, not many OU teams would survive being barraged by Soldew Laddies, Rayquaza, and Kyogre.
Yeah, what do you get for winning this? What kind of masochists made this?
Also,
or I guess to be sadists.
Speaking of high damage, there's Heracross, which is also good in Gen 3 OU. And if push comes to shove, I guess even...
just one-shot Kingdra. What is going on?
King's Hyper Beam can delete a Pokemon if needed, if placed in the right spot.
Straight up.
Oh, hey, look, Infin's in-game team even has Choice Band on Slacking. Maybe he does know a thing or two. And
Shadow Ball too, and Earthquake. Why does he have 3 moves? Could they not just like put Facade on it too?
We said in the intro, we are saving the number 1 singles NPC for the end. Now on to our doubles list.
Crikey. I guess you could cheese this fight by running like Protect in a setup move and then just setting up and you'd be good, right?
Double battles are a serious thing at the Blueberry Academy. And who better to showcase the strength of the BB League than its champion, Kieran.
Oh, okay. Kieran is actually at the top. Okay. I don't know. Did you guys have much of a problem when you were fighting him? I didn't really have much of an issue when I fought him the first time.
He has come a long way from being an unlikable, jealous, emotional kid and is now an unlikable, jealous, emotional ex-champion. Jokes aside, the strength of his team is nothing to scoff at. Featuring VGC's Messiah Incineroar.
Yeah, I mean, literally you have Messiah. Like, you're good. It is really funny to run Drizzle with Incineroar, though.
Annoying support Pokemon in Grimmsnarl, an offensive Raincore in Politoed and Hurricane Dragonite, Kieran's team is a force to be reckoned with. Even Hydrappo's Fickle Beam and Porygon Z's Adaptability Hyper Beam could evaporate so-called checks in an instant. And
it's just messed up that he took Furrow off of his team. I really hate the fact that he did that. Why did he do that?
All the double battle NPCs throughout every Pokemon game, and yes, that includes even Nascore and Evice from the Coliseum games.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I mean, look at these teams, though. I mean, they don't have items. Maybe that's the problem. They don't have items. Yes, the straight-up Pokemon themselves are very good, though. And wait, what? Why does Nascore have a Xatu?
Kieran's is by far the most similar to a meta team by VGC standards, and
you just called him Aaron.
thus deserves being the number 5 trainer on this list.
I also like anime.
Next on our list, and I swear we aren't in cahoots with this character in hating Kieran, is of course the heir of a long line of Dragon Masters, Drayton. This BB League Elite Four member is a cut above the rest of the double battles in this game.
I struggled on this fight, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'll be the one to say it. I struggled.
May have 4 solid meta Pokemon, but Drayton has a better team strategy, which is why we put him above Kieran. For what?
Which is just hit the opponent so hard. I guess there's a Dragon Chia move too, and Archaludon is so good.
Archaludon and Kingdra is already a better Raincore than Politoed and Dragonite, since both of them have way more benefits to being in the rain. But also Drayton has his own Dragonite that could summon Tailwind, and does the good old strategy of levitate.
Wait, wait. Did I just see a Solosis? Oh boy. Wow. One Pokemon on the field and it is a Solosis. This is a tragic situation to find yourselves in.
Of Levitate / Flying type plus Earthquake spam, which can rip entire teams to shreds. Now, if Drayton entered a VGC tournament, I doubt he'd actually bring Sceptile, but the Dragon Cheer strategy that Drayton actually uses to battle you, we think is a little bit more reliable than Fickle Beam or Adaptability Porygon Z. Sceptile's
oh yeah, really? Wow, I thought Porygon Z was good though. I guess in doubles, Porygon Z isn't as powerful as it would be otherwise.
high speed at least gives it a niche other than just hitting the opponent really hard with Beam.
I guess you could run Porygon 2 with Eviolite, and you could run it as a Trick Roomer in some Trick Room teams, and that would actually work really well.
Speaking of reliable strategies, what you're about to see for the person above Drayton is, well, let's just get to it. All right, just like Infant.
Caudle? Who is this guy?
You may ask, who is this?
Yeah, no, exactly. Dude, he's just a guy. He looks like someone's dad that lives in maybe Northern Florida or Tennessee that is working hard on the construction sites, that comes home, loves to have a beer and hang out with the family. And he's just a nice family guy.
Well, this is the man. I know we've been ignoring the actual in-game movesets this whole time, but hear us out. This trader has one of the most demonic double battle strategies relative to their in-game mechanics. Codel's team consists of Dusclops, Electrode, Regirock, Registeel, Regice, and Golem. Now,
where did you get all the Regis from? Oh, the construction site, right?
Wait, you say. Those Pokemon are terrible. How is he above Drayton and Kieran, even relative to Gen 3? Well,
we're going to learn something new today because I've never seen the actual hard battles in Coliseum. I love those games, but I was not going to grind out all the hardest stuff.
You see, every single one of those Pokemon.
Oh, no. Oh, no. They all have Explosion and Protect. That's so messed up. Okay. So we got Generation 3 Explosion, which halves your defense. Every single Pokemon has it. We have Choice Banded Electrode Explosion and a Dusclops as a Ghost type on the side. We have Pokemon that can tank Explosion like Golem, Registeel, and Regirock. And then you have Protect, so that if you want to use Explosion on one Pokemon but save the other, you just protect one and explode the other. So half the defense of your own Pokemon, half the defense of the opponent's Pokemon, blow them up, and then you just do that. And you can do that 6 times. But since it's a double battle, both Pokemon on the opponent's team will take damage every time you explode. This is ridiculous.
Except for Dusclops has Explosion.
Oh my god, one of them has Quick Claw. The Registeel has Bright Powder. What is happening right now? Why does Regirock have White Herb? Oh, it's holding White Herb. Oh, because it's using Superpower. That's why it's using Superpower. This is so dumb. I hate this. I don't like looking at this.
Generation where it halves your defense. Furthermore, this is also in a generation where if your Pokemon dies in a double battle, the next Pokemon comes in during the same turn.
Oh, wait, so you could just explode again. Oh my god. You could literally lose this battle in 3 turns. That's so funny.
Meaning Explosion could potentially 4 for 2 your opponent's team. But playing around Explosion is easy.
Wait, no, you could lose this battle in 2 turns. 2 Pokemon are taken out by Explosion, and the same turn, 2 Pokemon more are taken out by Explosion, and next turn, 2 Pokemon taken out by Explosion. You could lose this in 2 turns. That's a speed run.
Easy enough, right? All you have to do is protect. Well, Codell is 1 step ahead of you. His Dusclops is not only immune to Explosion, but has Protect and Imprison, meaning there is no viable defense outside of having a Ghost type to stop him from just blowing stuff up. And for the
So you have to run Ghost types into this team, right?
Ghost types that do exist in this gen, which are limited to Gengar, Mischievous, Bandit, and Dusclops, Registeel and Regis wall all of these Pokemon, with Regis having good enough special attack to take these Pokemon out. And
What do you get if you beat this guy?
the
$1,000?
sheer evilness of the items picked for each individual
Like in real life, like Game Freak will still currently just email you $1,000.
Pokemon like Quick Claw Golem and Bright Powder Registeel. He's just going to make sure he's unkillable until he wants to turn the battle into a Michael Bay movie. Now, is this team really that good? Maybe, maybe not. But the
It's so funny. I love it.
sheer amount of chat and energy it exudes is enough to put Codell over the BB League boys on this list.
No, that makes sense. That's such comedy. I love that. What could even be above this, honestly?
All right, so you may think you know who the strongest trainer is after looking at Codell's profile, clearly. But what if we told you there were 2 others better than him, and one of them is from the same game? That's
Inity? What is going on? What happened in this game? Who has actually battled these trainers?
right, Infin's twin brother, Inity, another old man who lives at the top of
Wait, the myth trainer? Oh my god, he's got...
battle, is our number 2 for the strongest double battle NPCs of all time.
Okay, so what is he run the same team? He also has Kyogre and Latios like the first one
Infinity,
does.
however, somehow has an even better team than his own brother.
Okay. Oh, we're running Groudon instead of Razquaza, Salamence instead of the Heracross. Still running Slacking. We still do love the Slacking. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Hyper Beam, right?
He has both Groudon and Kyogre, both Lati twins, which already come with Soldew in-game. And he may not have Rayquaza, but he's got Salamence, which has Intimidate. And of course, the Infinity Brothers special, Choice Band Hyper Beam Slacking, which
and also, you're running Latios or Latias alongside Groudon, which is running Earthquake, and it's immune to it. That's such a good combo, too.
scarier in a double battle context, where you're dealing with Kaijus at the same time. Obviously, we put this
and Thunder with the support from Kyogre. Oh, it's so
trainer
good.
above the rest because he has restricted Pokemon in the game with the broken turn mechanics we mentioned earlier of switching in during the same turn, which means if Kyogre manages to surf and kill 2 Pokemon, then his Groudon or Salamence or even Slacking or whatever can just kill the next Pokemon that switch in on the same turn. We don't really
that's
need to say
awesome.
much more, do we? That's why
that's so good.
Is number 2 on this list. Wait, 2? Right, we've never
2?
actually said the number 1 of singles battles, and we're
all right, you know what? Oh, we never said the number 1 of singles battles yet?
about to get to the number 1 of doubles as well. Who could possibly be above these clearly intentionally broken trainers that were only made to be an infuriating challenge for your adventure team? Well,
yeah, I actually don't know. Like, I was thinking like, oh, the guy with Urshifu, right? Mustard be good. It's not gonna be Cynthia.
there is one NPC who stands above all the rest.
Is it Mustard? Is it Mustard? There's no fucking nope. That's a joke. This is a fake out. It's not Cynthia. There's no way. It's not Cynthia. Cynthia's not that hard.
We all saw this coming, right? The strongest
really?
champion of all time, who was heavily implied to beat Tobias, the guy with a Darkrai and a Latios in the anime. That's right. She is not number 1 or
I knew it. Oh, I feel so vindicated
even on this list. Sorry, I love Cynthia too, but she simply didn't meet the cut, even with a somewhat solid team of Garchomp and friends. Or more accurately, she would have been the 4th gen representative had this next broken character not existed in Gen
Oh, is it a Battle Frontier character? It might
4
be.
as well. The tier of power you're about to witness is in a league of its own, above every NPC trainer there's ever been, and likely every trainer there will be. Coming in at number 1 for both singles and doubles is Mysterio, and
Who is this? Master of Masters? Who is this guy?
again, you might ask, who is that? Well, you see, the spin-off games can be quite challenging for a completionist. Mysterio is the final trainer you face in Pokemon Battle Revolution for the Wii. After
Man, Battle Revolution does look sick, though.
you have completed every single Coliseum in the game, and then also faced 32 battles before getting to this monster. Then
Okay, the Battle Revolution did not sell great. How many people have even gotten this far?
Depending on the cartridge you pick, you will be challenged by Mysterio. His team is the exact same for singles and double battle mode. And for this list, we're going...
Oh boy, here, Lustrious or Palkia. All right, we're up to a great start here. Brian is a really weird choice when you could run, I guess, Surf. Water Spout, Choice Scarf, Drizzle, Kyogre. That's insane. Expert Belt Mewtwo is super good.
Version.
And then we got Manaphy on there for some reason. It's just a whole legendary.
Because the Pearl version has Cherrim. They'll show...
What? What? Why would they? I guess because it's a Sun team. Is that why?
Yamamoto in 2010 in the junior division must have faced Mysterio and used his Pearl team to win the championships. Anyway, what do we even
Oh, wow, that's really cute.
say about this team in a Gen 4 VGC context? Well, first of all, he's already breaking the rules bringing Manaphy, a mythical Pokemon, and the most insane rain abuser in the tier that can go well with his Kyogre. VGC 2010 rules dictate that you can have up to 4 restricted Pokemon, but only bring 2 per battle. Mysterio does not care about that clearly, and also he has Soul Dew.
I can't believe Mysterio wouldn't follow the rules of VGC.
Which is banned. And obviously in the singles context, he has a full Ubers team, which clearly puts him above even Infinite.
That's an insane... Wow, he's a blue fan. He's blue dabba dee dabba die.
And the GOAT, Crasher Wake, as he merges both of their strategies of Demonic Rain and Uber Spam into an NPC abomination that nobody would willingly face for fun. Mysterio would get disqualified from a VGC competition before he even gets to play, saving our hypothetical...
Oh, he's dead. No. Oh, Mysterio. Oh, God. He was too strong to exist in this world. Now he's dead. Oh,
medical tournament attendees from getting obliterated.
Man,
thanks for watching.
I've never heard of this guy in my life. I'm super glad I watched this. This is a great video.
Everyone. And as always, if you like the video and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to False Swipe Gaming for more weekly Pokemon content. And in the comments, I want to know, what do you think about our list? Do you think we picked the best NPC for competitive play? I know this video is kind of out there, but we really had a lot of fun making it. So leave a comment, let us know what you think and all that stuff. And thank you so much to our patrons for continued support of our videos. And thank you to...
Oh, yes. You can join their Patreon by the link in the description, which is right here. So you can go up to their Patreon and you can get bonuses like video previews, Pokemon content reviews, outtakes, ability to vote for the monthly Patreon pick, access to the Discord server. You can get your name shouted out in False Swipe Gaming videos, which I would highly recommend you consider, just like all of these smart people in this right there. And if you want to see more of my dumb face, then you can always subscribe here as well.